God, crikey guys, it's another one of those videos again of my helmets. Okay, here I've got just an old helmet, okay? It's an M1 helmet. It's not American, okay? That's just an old Thai helmet. So, it's got no stamp inside. You see the hinges there are just totally different to the American one. So, I don't know what to do with it. You know, it's just kind of like sitting in the garden, just doing nothing. It's going rusty. It's a rear seam. So I think this is going to be a 1980s helmet. As you can see, it just needs a good cleaner. It's got sand texture on it, but I just don't know. I've given it to my son, so he can enjoy and muck about with it. And he's got his little collection of helmets, which I've made, which I'll show you in a minute. So what I'll be doing with this one, I'll be cutting the front seam here with a pair of rose pliers or metal cutters. You just cut the seam there. You keep the seam at the back. You don't hide that, okay? So this will be a reenacting or for my son's collection. It will be for his collection. So I'll be cutting it there, and I'll be sanding down all the rim so it shows like the metal is shining like stainless steel, but it's not. So I'll shine that down, and later on when I finish the helmet, when I painted all that, I'll rub down again and I'll put a clear nail varnish on. I use my wife's nail varnish, not me, on the helmet. So I'll put it on there and I'll stop it from rusting. So that's pretty good. So there you go, that's an old Thai helmet, magnetic. It's really heavy to like the American ones. It sounds different. It's heavy, really heavy. So I'll show you what I'm going to do with this helmet, okay? But I'll show you what I've already made. So you can see just on the side here what I've done here. So I'll move this one out the way. So, oh, that's heavy. God. I tell you what, it's 32 degrees. I'm wearing a helmet and a jacket. God, crazy, eh? Okay, right. Here is a 1980s Thai helmet. As you can see, I've recorked it, and I'll show you the cork that I use. I don't use the bottle cork that they have in the wine. I'll show you what I use. These here, coasters, cork coasters. So I bought a packet, and what I've done, you can see what I've done straight away. I've just got the cheese grater, the finest side, okay, of the cheese grater. You just go down like that and then just grate it. Now that there, okay, has produced that amount, which I've got plenty to do, like maybe 100 helmets. So as you can see inside, it is very fine. You see, nearly every bit is the same size. There's no big bits or chunky bits or tiny sawdusty bits. They're all the same size, okay? Now, I used bottle cork once, and it just came up with loads of different sizes, big chunks coming off. Thought, no, this is no good. So what I've done is, well, put it in there. I use this like a pepper pot. Can you see the holes there? It's brilliant, because what you can do, you can just cork dust the helmet. It goes on totally even all over the place. It's absolutely amazing. And this see, can you see it just goes on evenly all over the place. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. And of course, I'll put this on. There you go. And what I've done, I painted that on, and then because I rubbed it down a bit just to make it look a little bit, you know, like it's been used a bit. Yeah, and if you rub down the whole helmet, it makes all the cork effect sort of like smooth, and then you can paint over it again. But I wanted this to look like it was just like maybe a year old, where it's still sort of like spiky and that. This is worn out a little bit. I painted that on the back, rubbed it down a bit. So if it come back a little bit, it kind of looks a little bit better now. There you go. And because you don't use gloss paints for these, you just use matte. So it comes out quite nice. Always leave the rear seam, as you can see on the back there, rear seam. Always leave that. Never change it, never hide it, okay? See, look, there you go, there's the inside. There's no heat stamp in these. There's no heat stamp whatsoever in these. Ty's just made them and not bother with heat stamps. So that's quite good, huh? The only trouble is, it's not olive drab. I cannot find it, but I have found an olive drab model paints spray, which I might get it and just try it and just spray a helmet for my son, which is going to be this one here. I mean, that looks alright as it is, because I want to put the cork effect on there, so obviously it's going to hide that colour. So anyway, that's one of his. This is my son's helmets, okay? I'll keep them on my top shelf because he wants them up there. We're going to get him a shelf and put them on there. So, there you go, that's that one. As I say, you just cut the front there. Yeah, so I'll put them down there for now. Oh. This one here is another one, a Thai helmet. Front seam, I cut the seam there, you can see it just there. I've painted this one up. This is faded olive drab. I actually found a little pot of it and painted it on. So it looks a little bit too light for my liking, but there you go. It's got the new netting, which my son absolutely loves. And because when I did try to put it on, it just it's splitting off there. So fair enough. It just makes it look a little bit older, you know. So there you go, isn't that good? I mean, I could actually sand this down a bit more and make it like the other helmet where you can see like the little, you know, green coming through there and just, but he said no Papa, I like it like that. So okay, so that's another one of these helmets there, because the actual metal around here has been rubbed down. That's not stainless steel, that's just metal, just rubbed down, and because that won't rust, that will just stay like that as long as you keep it dry. Happy days. And these are kind of like good for reenacting, so cork effect on that's quite nice. In fact, you can actually see it. I did rub it down a bit. Let's see if you can get in close in there. So you can actually see the cork is a little bit bloated, as I call it. But that's not bad, because I just chuck them around and anything just get a little bit scratched up. And now this one as well, this is another Thai helmet. There you go, I painted that on the back for him. What I did, I used oil paint here. I didn't realise you paint it right, and a month later it's still wet. So I thought, my God, what do I do? It's like when you put it on a little bit thicker here and a little bit drier, yeah, thin there. On the thick bit, it's still like, you touch it, like yellow paint was coming off. So what I did, I left it in the sun for a long time. Just left it there, and left the hair dryer, you know, just cake it on there, you know. Now it's totally dry. After most probably 2 months ago I did that, and I just got I didn't paint the two on. I just got the you know, the little markers, permanent marker. Just drew that on there. So this one is heavily got cork effect on this one. I'll put that on the front as well. It's not very good, but there you go. But my son loves it. See, front seam. Don't forget these are 1980s helmets. So you've still got the rear seam at the back. Never hide that. Where is it here? It's never hide it. I can't see it. I need my glasses. It's here. Just there. The paint is actually hiding it actually. So roughed it up a bit. Just made it look like it's like a little bit, you know, not too new looking. But even though when you look at the helmet, I mean, it's God, it's really thick and cork there. I'll tell you what I do, guys. I show my son's helmets in the sun, okay? So you can see like the texture on the helmets, what I've done with that cork. Okay, as you can see the cork effect there. You can really see it out here with the sun shining on it. And I say, just chuck this around, make it look older. Because inside, as you can see, I put Thai, not Second World War. So my son, when he's older, he'll know, you know, that that's just a Thai helmet. I'll go and get the others. There you go, there's this one as well. What I've done, I painted this 2 different colours. I just had a spray can and I just painted, just sprayed it with green. There you go. So you can actually see why I actually sand it down. Can you just see like the white sort of like wash on it that's come off there? You see like the cork effects there as well. That little brown bits of cork. You see it on top there, let's come off. Kind of like camouflage, isn't it, that one? As I say, just throw it around. Make a lot. Now this one here, as I said, like the bloated, can you see like the bloated cork on top? I rubbed it down here, so it just makes it look a little bit bloated. And that's what you see on the helmets sometimes like that. But the colour, it says faded olive drab, but gee whiz, I have got some helmets like this original colour, but it looks too like new. There you go, that's inside. The inside looks quite nice because this is 1980s helmet, so it's quite new. So there you go, guys. That's the 3 helmets that I've done for my son. He's very happy. And I've got another 4 more to do, so I will make another video of me spraying and corking and painting, and I'll show you guys, okay? Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you subscribe, click the button like and share, and make my day.